Do I have an hour? Do I have an hour? Well, and will somebody tell me 5 and do all that stuff? Okay, is this working? Can I talk here? Okay, I don't sit. They can sit. I don't sit. I stand. Much of a hyper person. Where's my wife? I know she's here. Where's my wife? There's Joy. Hi, Joy. You don't get a free comment. She goes, I want that. And I'm like, kid, you're upstairs. We'll give you one. Get off the show. That's because she was raised with 2 triplet sisters. And they're, is this not working? No. This one is better.
No.
Really better?
No.
This one might be better. I'm going to introduce him. Marat, M-A-R-A-T. It's French, it's beautiful. It's simple, like Rob. And Norm. He owns a bunch of restaurants. Sure. I'm sorry, I'm so prepared. This works, right? This works?
Yeah.
Okay, so everybody, thanks for being here. Here's how we're going to do. I used to go to panels all the time. True story. 60% of them are so boring. I'd be like, would you just tell me something interesting?
Well, when I was catching the subway on my way to Connecticut, I was coming up with a story.
I don't give a shit. Who's drawing the next issue? Is that character going to die? That kind of stuff, right? That's what you want. Now here's the deal. So, 33 years ago, we launched Image Comics. And it kicked ass because all of you were there. Because you all kind of look old like me. Okay? And I'm going to tell you about Marat, and I'm going to tell you about Norm, and I'm going to tell you about Danny, and then they're going to talk because I want to hear their recollections. Danny gave me the best answer. He's like, I'm not sure I can remember 33 years ago at Extreme. And I'm like, we are the same dude. But here's the thing. I met Marat at a comic convention, I met Norm at a comic book store, and I met Danny at a comic book store. Those are like that is comic books. That is comic books. 2 Hall of Fame inkers, and one of those badass comic book artists and creators ever in comics, and we all met at comic book stores, and I gave them jobs, and I was 23 years old, and Extreme Studios was not a business. It was a clubhouse, and I kept building the clubhouse out, and I was like, you can join the clubhouse? And let me tell you something, nobody liked comics when I was a kid. I would try, all my friends were too cool. Like literally, if I was coming up with them with a comic book when I was in 6th grade, they'd be like, Rob's coming up with a comic book. Let's go talk about football. But I want to talk about the X-Men, okay? So then I couldn't find anybody who I would read comics and I go, I wonder if George Perez, I went through the yellow pages searching for George Perez. I go, he's got to live in Southern California. And I was like, there's got to be a John Byrne in Orange County. No, they weren't. I'm a kid, I'm trying to make these connections. So we built this badass studio. And person by person by person. Marat, I met at a comic convention in Los Angeles. He became my assistant before he became a penciler, creator, auteur. I met Norm at a comic book store. I met Danny at a comic book store signing for Youngblood #1. And each of them showed me a sample, and I was like, I'll take a shot on you, I'll take a shot on you, I'll take a shot on you, because somebody had to take a shot on me. And I remember what that feels like. And it's funny, I'll go with Norm. Norm, Comic Mania, right?
Yeah.
Norm had hair down to his ass, because he was a badass rocker. He looked like a metal dude, like, I heard Norm in his hotel room crying about Ozzy last night. I knew that was him. And Norm showed me a sketchbook, just a sketchbook, of his own drawings. And they were okay, but he had actually inked about 3 of the drawings. And I was like, you're a good inker. You have good lines. You can hit these lines. You have skills. Would you be interested in coming and trying to do inks? And he said, yes. He showed up at Extreme Studios. He was good to go. Norm and Danny have inked everybody in the business. And let me tell you something. This is the best thing you need to know about inkers. Because I know they have a whole party in Chasing Amy. If Kevin Smith did that great thing about inkers. Let me tell you something. No great comic book run did not have a great ink job. Every run that you love has had a great inker. Okay? Whether it was Neil Adams and Dick Giordano, John Byrne and Terry Austin. Now, Todd McFarlane, Eric Larson, Rob Liefeld all wanted Scott Williams. He said, I'm making Jim Lee only, guys. And I'm like, crap! So we all had to start inking our own stuff. But eventually, there was a mechanism that created this super art factory. And at Extreme Studios, at its at its apex. We were 60 people under the roof every day. Don't even get me started about the overnight crew, because those people were crazy. And we'll talk a little bit about the crazy. But we're gonna let these guys talk, because I want to talk to them about their time in comic books 33 years ago, because you guys, comic books have changed. They have changed radically, drastically. We all still work on paper for the most part, and most people are working on tablets now. People are shocked when I work on paper. They're like, "You work on paper?" And I'm like, "I will never draw on a screen." I've tried it, and it's slippery, and it sucks. And then we're like, "You don't have the layover that makes it textured like paper." Okay, I'll order that. Amazon, get it, put it on. This sucks. I just spent 2 days. I could have done two pages on paper. Okay, you can have your screens. We'll keep our paper. Are we doing okay so far? I'm gonna put a picture up tonight. I have a big tub of coffee powder. Or is it? It's vanilla coffee powder, so it's kind of white. If I showed it all to you, you'd be like, "That's what he's snorting all the time!" And I'm gonna put that on Instagram and you decide. Joy doesn't get to make a decision here. She doesn't need to out me, okay? Because enough people think I do drugs, but here's the deal. All three of these guys know I've never had a drink. I don't do drugs. I'm the cleanest, most boring person you're ever gonna meet in comics. And they've all known me for 33 years, and these were kind of the partiers at Extreme Studios. Okay? So hey, Marat. Yes, sir. Would you like to give us all of your outstanding credits?
Obviously started as Rob's assistant right out of high school, and I've actually known Rob since I was 12 years old, and he used to scare the crap out of me.
Marat was 7 foot tall when he was 12.
Yeah.
I couldn't scare him.
I keep shrinking. And then my first big break was thanks to Rob, Brigade, which was pretty huge. After that, I went
Million copies.
Million copies.
Yeah.
So I was with Extreme for about 3.5 years before I moved.
Was it that? I thought it was more, but okay. That's a long time.
Yeah, 95.
Are we counting with me in the?
No,
Okay,
yeah,
sounds like 5 years.
Yeah.
Marat was in my wedding. Did I already say that? Okay, go ahead.
And after that, I worked at pretty much every publisher: Marvel, DC, Zensto, IDW. And about 10 years ago, I had a silly little idea to do for fun a parody book called Do You Poo, which was like Winnie the Pooh as Deadpool. And it exploded. If you put Do You Poo in your Google, you'll see like 4,000 variant covers for it. So that's pretty much what I've been doing for the last 10 years until a few months ago. We just put out Last Blood Final Stand, which is a superhero book that I drew and Rob drew and we co-wrote, and that's where I'm at now.
Richter, Hawk and Dove.
Richter, Hawk and Dove, and then my favorite run was Deadpool Corpse.
Yes!
That
Deadpool
was
Corpse.
the last, yeah.
Norm,
Yes.
please tell us about you.
About me. Okay, and what am I? Okay.
Norm, you've inked every comic. You've literally inked every comic book. This is not a time to be shy.
I don't know, I tell this to everybody. It's like growing up, I never showed anyone my artwork. And this one time, I happened to just draw like a 22-page book. I showed a comic book store owner who happened to know Rob. I didn't know he could draw. And I'm like, yeah, I don't show anyone. I'm going to show Rob. And this is like right at the point where the image was about to start. He showed Rob. I met Rob, shook his hand, everything went blank. And then all of a sudden I'm in the studio. I need you to ink. Okay. The inks look horrible. Marat knew it was
like a
horrible. He
little
cried.
When do I get the new guy?
Oh, the complaining. Oh, the complaining.
And so as time went on, I mean, everything improved. I mean, how I got there is like, I'm always dumb luck or great luck, right place, right time. But yeah, if it wasn't for you, I would not be doing
Norm,
this.
you had talent. We just had a great connection.
But then, like, you know, as time went on, they brought Danny, and I was the only one with long hair in that studio. And so they brought Danny, and I'm like, my long lost brother, oh my gosh. And then you brought him in, so thank you for that.
Danny also had his hair down to his ass.
Yes.
2 metal rockers. It was rad.
Yeah. And so from there, you know, we did all the books at Extreme, worked in Extreme that pretty much taught us work ethic. Get your work done, get it complete, finish the book. We're gonna, just get all the work done because in the beginning our books came out a little late. But as time went on, we got our books out on time, and then after that, I went to where did I go? I went to DC, started working on Aquaman, and then Aquaman, worked with Jurgens with Superman, worked on Booster Gold, and then my Supergirl with Ian Churchill, and then DC signed me exclusive, and I was there for, maybe like 15 years. And I mean, it's just a great run. I mean, I worked at Marvel. I mean, Rob got me into Marvel and fought for me to get in Marvel, and then I was on Wolverine.
Yep.
And working on Wolverine, your issues of Wolverine, and it was Wolverine fighting Deadpool. And I wish I could go back then to know how exciting it was to work on those pages. To see this movie come out last year.
Yeah.
And so, like, I wish I could go back and just go, wow, I'm really inking Deadpool with Rob. Wow, this is awesome.
So fun.
Yeah, and so Rob got me into Marvel, and from there, went to DC, went exclusive, and now I'm still working for DC. I just started working for Ghost Machine, a 3-issue run on Geiger, and currently I'm working on the history of the DC Universe with Dan Jurgens.
He skipped about 1,000 pages.
Did I?
You did Superman, Batman with Brett Booth. You did Teen Titans with
Oh.
Brett Booth. You did Flash with Brett Booth. How do I know your career better than you? Wait.
I don't know what, you throw a page in front of me, I just do it.
When you give somebody an opportunity, you will watch their career, their entire career. You will follow them wherever they go. Before Danny goes off, and he can go off. When Danny, extreme honesty was too much to hold what he had to offer. And there was a penciler, God bless him, Dwayne Turner. He had done some work for Marvel, and I always thought he was a pretty talented guy. But was he the guy that did Spawn with you, that you launched your Spawn with?
Oh, Capullo, very cool.
No. There was Spawn with
Oh, Dwayne Turner, yeah, Curse of Spawn.
Oh, what did I tell you? I know these guys. Good God, it's a good thing I'm here. Okay. No. There was, so Todd put out a poster that was in My Life Comics promoting you and him on Spawn.
Right.
And I remember turning around and looking up at My Life. It was like a movie poster. And they made it in black and white. And I'm like, Danny attacked these pages. Dwayne Turner never looked as good as when Danny inked him. And pretty much for the next 20 years, whoever Danny inked, whoever Norm inked, these guys became the top in-demand inkers. And before I swing it back to you, an editor at DC Comics, who I can't say his name because he was so badly canceled 10 years ago, like out of the business canceled, like right when the canceling was starting. He actually came up to me in the early 2000s and he said, "Hey, Rob," and I'm like, "Oh, I don't ever talk to this guy." He said, "I want to tell you something. We've hired a bunch of your guys from Extreme Studios at DC, and I don't know what you put in those guys, but they are excellent to work with. They're great guys. They all hit their marks. I don't know what you were doing there." And I said, "They did it themselves, man." And it was the best compliment I'd ever received because it was not just Danny Normie. Pretty much all of Extreme went to work at DC Comics for Todd Knock, the colorist Richard, Tanya, everybody. But Danny, let's talk. What do you remember about us meeting?
How I got into it, or?
How you and I met?
Oh, meeting Rob. I worked at Jeffrey's Comics in Gardena, California, on the weekends. And Rob was coming down for a signing, and I got there, and I go, "Well, he's coming down for a sign out, make some prints." And I printed out this sample piece of the Punisher I inked or something like that when I was being an assistant for another person. And that line was around the block. Literally, I don't know how long it was. It went around. Remember Jeffrey's Comics?
It was Young Blood #1.
A mile long. And as I was standing behind working the counter or something like that, as they're bringing their comics by, I think I remember a comic slid off and Rob saw my inks and he goes, "Who did that?" And I just said, "I did." And he turned around and said, "Have a seat." Pretty much the rest is history after that. Visited Extreme Studios and offered me an office, and it was that was it, dream come true. I wouldn't be here today if it wasn't for that.
Well, you wouldn't be here without your talent. Because when I saw it, I was like, "Where's this guy been hiding?" Like, he is a fully complete, refined as
And I was just learning, too.
Norm. So here's the thing about Marat and Norm, and I'm so glad they brought up there. I said these guys are going to work. They have to get a couple issues under their belt. and then they're going to start, producing great stuff. Everything takes time. Marat needed to refine himself as a penciler. Norm needed to refine as an inker. And here's the thing: my biggest regret about Exchange is that we didn't do more because we got caught up in trends. Because as life has gone by, people go, Brigade was my favorite comic. I never missed it. Man, that Marat and Norm team. And I always put a smile on my face. They know it. They get it told to them too, because people have these great memories of this. And look, here's the deal. I was 23, 24 years old when all this was happening. And so I wasn't, I would go home to join. I'm like, I had to be office manager and put out 10 fires today because everybody wants something else. And I'm not doing any work, but I want all these guys to be happy. And it was a tremendous joy. I don't regret any of it, but it was a different, I did not have the maturity required at the time, but I'm like, I'm the guy who's signing the checks. I'm paying for all this. I gotta get my shit together. So I was hiding great anxiety trying to manage all this amazing talent. But Danny, you came in, and I'm like, awesome, oh my God. And between Norm and Danny, and then with Marat, and Marat's bringing me now he's going out to different conventions, and he's like, I got samples from this guy, Champ, yeah. And Marat's suddenly bringing talent from every convention he's going to. And before we open this up, because we're gonna do Q&A, and in about 10 minutes, the beautiful Dave and Marlena, Dave, you are beautiful, they're gonna go up and down the aisle and give you your signed comic, okay? And because we promised you that wasn't a lie. And thank you for coming to be nice to me. And this very nice lady over here said I could do it when she, for a minute, was like, I'm throwing you out of your ass. No, you didn't say that, but your eyes did. The thing is, oh, I got placards. Sorry, you can write your own last names. Before we open it up, because here's the other thing. When I talked about those guys that we talked, and I'm going to say something. I went to panels with Marv Wolfman, Chris Claremont, George Perez, John Byrne, Frank Miller, Jim Shooter. There was everybody that I grew up. And like I said, some of them were so damn boring because I just wanted to know more. I don't want to know about your train ride in Connecticut and what you thought when you saw the herd of sheep. I'll never tell you about the herd of sheep. I'm just going to tell you about the badass comics we made, okay? And what I love is Q&As, because what you guys have to ask us is more than we can imagine, and you probably have some real wing-dingers in there, and I love wing-dingers, because there is nothing I won't answer. You throw it to me, I'll give it to you, okay? Or to them, I'm pretty sure none of them are shy, but I'm going to tell you something. One day I came into the office, and I saw flyers, because look, comic book signings were becoming a big deal, and I'm going to tell you something. There's a picture, and I put it up online of me in 1991. Norm told me he took that photo this week, which I never knew, okay? Norm, and it was in 1992, second year in this building, and we were giving out comics, and it caused a bit of a rush, and we were the new age of comic book people, and people that were younger were coming in. The people from the skater community and the baseball card kids were discovering comics, so they were fueling the new rise in all comic books, not just Image, but when they looked at comics, they liked the Image comics the most. So they were coming to us and giving us the biggest sales and the most excitement. And I'm just grateful because what's on the other side of that picture is I was called out by some people with Comic-Con who are no longer here. They have since passed, and they were very kind to me in that they did not follow through with the lifetime ban that I was threatened with 33 years ago in the hallway of Hall B. And they said, because one security guard said I had stood up on a table. I did, but it wasn't, then there are myths that I was throwing comics. I wasn't. That's reckless, that's ridiculous. But suddenly security guards came, I was escorted out to and Jim Valentino was there, and I wasn't gonna mention it, but Jim Valentino put on his Facebook page, 2 weeks ago, he goes, and I had to save you from getting the lifetime ban, and I'm like, okay, he said it, I didn't want to say it. But right there, I'm surrounded by security guards with headsets, and there's a gentleman who says, we're not happy with you right now. And look, I'm going to tell you right now, we are deciding whether to A, kick you out of the building, and 2, give you a lifetime ban. I said A and 2, okay? So now I said 1 and B. That's how my cocaine brain is working. The thing is, I need more coffee. So the thing is, that was the beginning of Image Comics and the craziness that we navigated. And I said, look, you guys, we will. Tensions went down, and everybody eased, and I didn't get a lifetime ban because here I am, okay? And I didn't do a face-off. So the thing is, I see a flyer for Danny and Norm. Pink, green flyers. They're doing a signing. And I'm like, damn, these guys are marketing themselves already. These guys are wicked. Like, we're on top books. We're going to let the world know. And they went to a store, and in my lifetime, I had never seen Joe Rubenstein, Bob McLeod, Terry Austin, Dick Giordano, Bob Layton, all of the anchors that I love. They never drew 1,000 people at a signing. And I remember I drove by the signing, I'm like, oh my gosh. It's like Todd McFarlane signing today. It's Norm Ratman and Dan Jimicki. And they probably had inked 3 comics. Okay? But these guys, I'm right? These guys were ruthless marketeers. And they were part of the success because they went out and they beat the drum and they told people, like, hey, we're doing something fun. Do you want to come along? And it was all part of the participation and the excitement, and of course Marat and the pencilers, but usually it was writers and pencilers. They were like, we're not just your dad's anchors, we're the new age. These guys, like I said, they're a Hall of Fame. Don't you both have a bunch of awards? I don't have awards. They have awards, okay? So I knew town, all right? Now here's the deal. Is there anything else you'd like to say before I open up the questions? Do you have a great memory of Extreme? Do you have a great, crazy memory?
Well, my big memory is it was me and Norm, and Brigade was just coming out, and we're driving up to, it was in the valley somewhere,
Yeah.
and there's a line of people around the block, at
Always
least
a lot.
200, 300 people easy. And me and Norm are in the car, and we're like, wonder who else is signing with us. Like, we didn't think it was for us, and then we walk in, we're like, is Sylvester here? Like, who else is gonna be here? And we walked in, and the owner was like, no, that's all for you guys. And we're like, we literally have nothing published. Like, it was insane.
Number 1.
That was that.
That
It was
was-
the release. It
that
was
was
that
the
day.
release.
So that's the memory that stands out to me. And when we did the signing in New York,
Oh yeah.
yeah, when we
Oh,
did
oh,
we did a
that was
huge, we did a huge Extreme signing. It was in Manhattan, Times Square. At least 1,000 people outside. It was in the winter, right? It was like December. or
February.
something. February.
Very cool.
And so when we pull up and we get out, they are cheering us like we are a rock band. Like they're going nuts. 1,000 people in Times Square.
Yep.
We get in there and we start signing, and there was like 10 of us, I think.
Yes.
And you know, a couple hours pass, and it's getting really cold. It's getting late, but you know, 10 people, everybody signs a book, says hi, whatever. And so at some point, Rob's like, "Hey guys, we still got about 700 people out there. This is not going to work." And it wasn't said with ego at all. He's like, "Look, these people are primarily, they want my signature first. So what we're going to do is you guys are going to leave. You guys go have dinner, enjoy the night. I'm going to stay here and make sure that everybody's book gets signed." So we're like, all right, cool, you know. So then they go out and tell the crowd, you know, like, hey, we're going to stop it for about 15, 20 minutes. The Extreme guys are going to leave. Rob's going to stay and keep signing. And we needed security escorts to get to the cabs because that crowd churned on us. Like, we went from the highest high of, you know, you guys are awesome, claps, cheers, to like, get the fuck out of here.
All true. Hard to watch.
Like it was like, I can't believe I need a police escort to get into the cab. Like, that's how much we are hated right now. So those 2 memories really stand out for me.
I love it.
Go, Danny. I was like listening to Rock going, oh wow, yeah, I remember that, and all of a sudden like mine went just blank.
My kind of went blank all the
Hey
time.
Danny, can I ask you a question? How many pages a day were you doing for Extreme?
Oh my god, I don't know. Maybe 4 or 5. I know this was yours.
Yeah, Danny was the most prolific. And Norm, how many were you doing?
Oh, probably like 3 a day.
Yeah, these guys would do 3. We hired a penciler named Jeff Matsuda. Love him. He went on to be a superstar in animation and video games. He comes, he sends me a hot pink envelope. I open it, I get the samples, I call him immediately. His mom answered, I said, may I speak to Jeff Matsuda? And I was like, do you want to come work for me at Extreme Studios? And I flew him out, put him up. We had an Extreme house. We haven't gotten to there in Orange that housed 4 or 5 people.
4 pages.
Okay, so we put people up there
Some
while,
nights, 6 or 7.
while they got acclimated, and somebody like Jeff Matsuda, I paid him $700 a page in 1993, and he could do 3 pages a day, and he moved out of the house in like a week. bought a car, and was like, hey, I just put a down payment. I'm like, wow, this guy really took the money and ran. He was one of our most prolific pencilers, and his work was brilliant. But like, I took pride in empowering these guys, but they were such a kick to watch. And it was all because these guys had a work ethic. Because again, Danny's like, you're paying me what? And I can do how many pages? Unlimited. And Norman, unlimited. Marat, one day Marat said, I did layouts for you over the weekend and came back and made $10,000 on Monday. And I'm like, that was extreme, baby. Extreme wasn't just, it was a talent, it was the extreme pay that you got when you worked there. Okay, hey, whatever it is, Marvel, Youngblood, Image, anything, if you want to line up at this mic, we will start taking your questions. And this handsome man is number one, and we don't have a lot of time, so just go.
How's it going, Rob?
I am fantastic. I am with beautiful people who made great comic books.
Good, so I was saying, this
probably
is
hold
the
it.
second best moment of life after my girlfriend saying yes to me.
Yeah, way to go, girlfriend!
Yay!
Does girlfriend have a name?
My name's Benson, her name is Angel.
Okay, Angel. Send me an angel. You know that song?
Yeah.
It's a good one. Okay. All right, play that. When Margot Robbie signed on to be, okay, so Margot Robbie signed on to produce and be in Evangeline, and on Instagram I kept going, how many angel songs can I put to these images? So I know them all. Go ahead.
Well, my question for you is Deadpool.
Yeah.
The character, when you originally created the
Yeah.
character, the persona that has taken on since then.
He was right there. Witness. Can I get a witness? That's when anyone who ever wants to talk crap, I'm like, there were people here. He wasn't created in New York. He was created in Fullerton, California, and Marat was right there. Go ahead.
The persona that he's taking on in the cartoons and how he's lost in movies, is that what you envisioned for the character?
So Marat was there. The pitch. I hope everyone remembers this. So you've got to go back to 1990. In 1990, yeah, it was 1990 when Todd took over Spider-Man. Todd loved Frank Miller, as did the entire industry. And what he did with Spider-Man, and this is, the evidence is there. I'm not making this up. He made Spider-Man much darker. He wanted shadows, he wanted night, he wanted fangs, blood. Mary Jane and he were having marital problems. If you can show me one of Todd's books, as exciting as they were, that was funny, I'll be here. I'll be here the rest of my life. Bring me those comics. Todd, Spider-Man wasn't funny anymore. He was having adult problems, and I think it was seeping into all the books. Eric Larson, it wasn't as funny. The Spider-Man I grew up with in the 1970s, he's jumping over cars, beating up the bad guys, webbing their mouths, sticking them to the walls. He's having fun. He's really funny. And I thought that had been lost, that funny part. But Todd also tormented me constantly, and I've done it before, I'll do it again. Drum roll, here it comes.
I just did a Spider-Man page in 1 hour. And you're going to be drawing the new mutants for the next 10 hours. You're going to be measuring the eyes and the nose and the mouth and the hair.
I'm like, you only hear that enough to where you go, you asshole. I'm going to create my own Spider-Man, okay? And I'm like, and I told Marvel, first of all, I need one thing. He needs to be tied to Wolverine. Wolverine's my favorite character ever. I need him to come from the Weapon X program. And I said, I said to Marvel, have you established Weapon X, Weapon 1 through 9? And the editor of the X-Men said, we have not. I said, he's Weapon 9. He's before they perfected the process. And I said, he's an absolute asshole. So, and I said he cracks jokes, he's an asshole, he's the R-rated version of Spider-Man. And they're like, whatever you want, Rob. And I'm gonna tell you this, whatever project I did, if you can find me where Marvel told me no, it's a true story. Wonder Woman's lasso all over me. No one told me no. Campbell came out of nowhere, and new meets went from 100,000 to 800,000. Okay, people loved what I was doing, and Marvel was, whatever you want to do, Rob, whatever you want to do. And so once I cleared Deadpool, his origin, his name, his vocation, he's a bounty hunter. I love Boba Fett. I love mercenaries. So I pitched him as an asshole. And if you think the video of the Deadpool, I'm sorry, all little kids, I'm cursing. In the video games, in the cartoon, or in the movies or the comic, if you can tell me he's not an asshole, I mean, he's an asshole. That's what I pitched him. Now, some people write more clever versions of that asshole, and I give it to them. Really, kind of it comes down to, do you like that guy's jokes or do you like that guy's jokes? But he is always true to what I create, always. Thank you. Yeah, take it here. Anybody got a pen? I can sign this? I gotta admire the chutzpah. That was Taco saying,
That's what's chutzpah. How do you spell chutzpah?
Wow.
More loud impressions. Dude, I've slept in the same room with that guy. His wife literally told us to knock it off. I've told that story. Okay, go.
How's it going? One of my favorite characters that you created is Cable, and one of my favorite episodes of Observations that you ever did was how you discussed the original origin of Wolverine via John Byrne. And you brought the receipts, as you like to say, right? And I've read online, I think through various, like, you remember the Hero Realm boards that you used to have and stuff, your origins of the Strife Cable relationship. Would you ever be interested in doing a Observations podcast on that? And I don't want to say what it is because I could be 100% wrong, but it had more to do with time displacement, maybe a little bit Warlock Vegas rather than clone.
You know, here's the deal. With Cable, I have said all I'm going to say.
Okay.
Like, I feel like this time last year, God bless him, if you've heard my podcast, and for everybody who listens, good God bless you, thank you. I will stare into a microphone, and now I stare into a camera. Holy crap, it's awful. But I'm like, this is where the people are. Go to where the people are. And for 5 years, everyone said, you should be on YouTube. You should be on YouTube. And finally, one day I said, I gotta take a shower. I gotta be on camera. Because all those other episodes, I'm not showered. I don't do Observations clean. I'm like, I get out of bed, I go, I got an episode. You know, I don't have a camera. Now I have to take a shower, and that sucks. But the thing is, that last year at this time, Marvel was like, Rob, you still gonna do that Cable story? Rob, it's gonna be the 38th anniversary, all these, and I said, no, I'm done with you guys. If you've heard my podcast, I just said, I gotta cut ties, I gotta break it. I have said all I'm gonna say with Cable. I think I did a great job. I think
You did.
I took a character that nobody knew existed, and within 18 months took him to the top of the charts, and gave a whole lot of great story, and every time I've come back, I've tried to add a little more to it. But he's in their hands. I wish they would make him a better priority. I wish they treated him better, and that's the feedback that I get from a lot of you too. And if you think it wasn't personal, if they turned the volume down on him in the 90s, you're not paying attention. Nobody. I'm that weird guy. It wasn't supposed to happen to me. I was the wrong guy. I even had my people I looked up to. Oh, I didn't anybody with that guy. I don't know why I'm controversial. It's because I'm so damn drunk. Okay. But anyway, thank you for that question. Next.
I never collected anything before Image was formed, so I have a very deep love for that and branch out and collecting all sorts of oddball weird stuff. Beyond the comics, lots of merchandise, stuff like that. I know the Youngblood big show that you had.
Yes.
You no longer have.
Yes.
Do you know what happened with the big foam?
Do I know?
The big
Okay.
foam bag bottle.
Okay, here's the deal. All of these guys, did you walk onto the Youngblood ship? Did you?
I didn't know.
Whoa, Norm's fine. Did you?
I'm asking if you know where the.
I'm going to tell you where it is.
The bad one.
I understand English. We are compatible. You guys all met Greg. Greg came into our life. He worked in special effects. He was working on Jurassic Park. He was a comic book fan. He said, I can make all this cool stuff for you. He made the original, if you ever saw Bad Rock walking around San Diego Comic-Con, he made Kodiak. He made these incredible, incredible special effects, suits, latex, awesome. One day he goes to me and he says, and people love this story, but not more than I do. They say, Rob, we can make you a life-size battle cruiser. And guys, for those who weren't here, it was from that wall to that wall. I built it had a cockpit, it had a locker room, it had an entrance on the sides, and we took it to 4 conventions. Why only 4? It was costing me $100,000 to take it to every show. And now I was earning some money, and it felt good up until a point. But I built a badass. I mean, in the locker room, he had made giant Bad Rock shoes, like Nike. I mean, this thing he had the weapons, Chapel's gun, that the lockers were clear. So when you went, so here in San Diego, you entered through the back. We had security, and then you exited out the cockpit. We had a side entrance, a back entrance. Well, one day I'm like, well, I'm not. I took it to Baltimore. I took it to Chicago. I took it to here at San Diego, and there's one more place I can't think of. But when they're like, Rob, because it had to go on like 3 big 18-wheelers, okay? And so when they came to you and said, okay, before I pronounce the death of the Youngwood Cruiser, would you give the Youngwood Cruiser a review? Did you like it?
I loved it. Yeah, no, the locker rooms were awesome. Yeah, especially when you walk up and you have Bad Rock standing out front, and like you're like, holy crap, like this feels real. Like there was nothing, and this is San Diego that was different than the San Diego you have now. Stuff like that wasn't as common. Now you see all these huge setups, but back then that was not a common thing. So it was pretty epic.
I can't believe Norm didn't go on it.
I had a baby.
I didn't know that's not good enough. That's not good enough. Nobody here thinks that's good enough. No, Daniel, what do you remember?
Oh, heck yeah, I remember sitting in the cockpit. Oh, man.
I'm going to put a picture
Find that
up on
baby.
I'm going to put a picture up this weekend with myself, Eric Stevenson, who is the current publisher and partner of Image Comics, Todd McFarlane, Matt Hawkins of Top Cow, and I. We are all looking through the sunroof of the cockpit because Todd was like, what have you built? Like, it was awesome, but it was bleeding dry. Okay, and before I became MC Hammer, I had to like do something about that. Okay, those of you who know about MC Hammer can't go there. Can't touch that. So my buddy said, Rob, there's a paintball park in Pomona. They'll take it off your hands. And we negotiated a deal, and I checked last year the remnants of it. A 32-year-old immaculate spaceship, starship, battle cruiser was still there with a whole lot of paintball splatters on it. I'll try and get the actual address and put it up, but it is lurking in the hinterlands of Southern California, and it was really fun to have. It was really fun to make. I don't regret any of it because why not, right? Why not?
What about the Bad Rock? Do you still have it, or is
It's
it?
I put a picture of him up on my story the other day. Like he's in the back. When I lift up, okay, I have a storage unit.
Yeah.
Did you see the end of Raiders of the Lost Ark? Rob laughs because that's my storage unit. You're gonna get lost in there. But occasionally I go, oh crap, there's Batman. He's right there. He's standing up. The costumes are there. All the stuff is there next to my wife's wedding dress. It's not good because I'm not sure. I don't want to check that and see if the same moths that took something else took that. But all sorts of stuff being spilled in the safety of this room. And but anyway, yeah. So it's there. It's there. Thank you, sir, for your question.
Make sure we decide to sell any of
Let's
this?
go. Let's go. Put it right here. Are you from like onlineauctions.com? All right. I love it. Spawnmobile guy. Yes, Spawnmobile guy right here. I don't think you can afford a battle cruiser. Okay, what's up, buddy?
Hi, Rob. I'm Felix.
Felix the cat. Okay.
I can fix it. Anyway, quick question from your podcast, and I also have a gift for you. You talked about early influences in comics for
Yeah.
you, Bible comics,
Yeah.
especially Samson.
Oh yeah.
How did that affect you later on while your current storytelling? Or how did that
You got to be more specific. I can't read your mind.
did it affect anywhere from Deadpool to Reagan to
Okay, so here's the deal. The thing, and I get, this is my trump card. I hate that. I'm sorry I said that word. It gets a response from everybody, but my card. So here's the deal. The one thing I loved, okay, my dad was a pastor, and I was in my aunt's wedding, and they gave me an illustrated Bible I've already seen. It was painted, and they had like a knockoff Frazetta guy. And I'm going to tell you, to this day, I'll try and get it and put pictures up. But there is a Samson that is, hang on. It's like going like this, like a full body twist with the jawbone of an ass. He's smacking the Philistines, and they're bloody as hell. And I was kind of like, when you're a kid, you're like, you kind of like violence, and at that moment you're like, do I like it enough to be a serial killer? Or do I just like it enough to kind of like enjoy it the way I'm enjoying it right now? And people forget that David killed Goliath, whether you believe it or not, and then he walked over and he cut his head off. And he walked around with the head for a whole day. Read your Bible, people. So we give this, hey Billy, or in this case Robbie, here's this super R-rated R-rated, sometimes X-rated, Song of Solomon, and you're like, wow, church got a lot better. I'm flipping through this regular Bible, bored and crap, and I'm like, there's sex in the Bible. Why did anyone tell me this? There's R-rated crap all over the Bible, and we give it to kids. So when I get scolded, you let your kids read the Song of Solomon, David. Yeah, David was a pimp. I mean, he's like, I like that chick. Kill that husband and give me her fast, okay? That's kind of a story of David, okay? And then the prophet comes and goes, you're a bad man, David. Your son's gonna be punished. I mean, we give this R-rated material. So when people come to me, I just don't care about it. Like, I just don't think about it because I was raised on the Bible. Now, I also think the New Testament is so boring. Other than the crucifixion, where's the violence? Okay, but I was bored. But I was like, wait, there's no more further adventures of Samson. I in my mind believe there's at least 6 more adventures we didn't get. Like, you can't just kill a bear, kill a lion, kill all these Philistines, and leave me at that. So I'm not really sure I answered your question, other than I don't really have a moral compass. And maybe that is the best answer I can give you. Okay, and I got it from the Bible. Thank you, sir. I love it. Samson of Nazareth beating some ass down. Beating some ass down. Delilah, she must have been really beautiful. So, like, he's kind of stupid. Yeah, cut all my hair off. I'll lose my power. Okay, anyway. Next.
Hey,
I know you. You're Cade Atwell.
That's me. Hey, Rob and gang. Rob, you mentioned a few times, like in your podcast and your Whatnot show, that you helped make the first coloring software for comics. Could you tell us a little bit about that story? And
it's
also,
kind of boring, so I'm not going to dwell on it.
Okay, but
my wife's cousin came from Carnegie Mellon, and he was visiting, and he said, "You're trying to do computer coloring? I know that software." And I'm like, "What?" And he's like, "Look, I barely graduated high school. I'm not bright. So when somebody starts talking to me about software, my eyes go, okay, I don't understand what the hell you're saying, but okay." And he says, "I can do this for you. I can bring up a program." And the next thing I knew, he built us a coloring department. And that is the whack. Before we leave, I'm going to tell you my favorite memory of Extreme. So don't walk out yet. I know you got your comic, you greedy bastards. Okay? So I'm sorry that I can't tell you about software. I know you want me to take it on and break it down, but I don't know a pixel from a freaking widget, okay?
I get it, but did
Carnegie Mellon, that's what I know. He was really smart.
Did you guys embrace at Extreme? Did you embrace any other leading edge technology for the time?
Leading edge?
Yeah, like digital drawing, something like that.
Oh no, we stay away from
Oh,
all that.
okay.
You are such a disappointment. So I know, okay, I see a bunch of people in this crowd, and I tell you how I know you. I know you from live streaming. And I love live streaming because that same little Rob Liefeld that didn't have any friends to talk about comics is now an old man, and I have no friends to talk. When my wife goes, "We gotta go out with these people," I'm like, "They're boring! They're regular people! I can't deal!" So I click on live streaming, click, and you're all there. And I know you from live streaming, and I met you, and I know Gavalka Fish is here somewhere.
What? He is? Point him out.
And
What?
I met Mike over here and his entire family from message boards 25 years ago. So technology continues to unite us. I dig it. I love it. I've gotten a whole bunch more friends, and so have they. Okay? Because Marat was the guy, "Rob, you should be on live streaming for a year." I was a year late because I didn't. Before this ends, my mentor for the last 10 years is that guy. I may have mentored him, but now he teaches the old dog. We talk 3 times a week at least, if not a day a week, and without the LeBron bashing, come on, dude. You have to go later, knock it off, okay? Like, come on, we're gonna still hang banners when you retire. This will reach LeBron, I know it. Yeah. But Marat has mentored me on so much. I learned so much from this cat because he's a flipping genius. But
Awesome. All right, that's cool, man. Thanks, guys.
Next, love you, buddy. Thank you for your awesome questions. I told you this was fun.
Hey Rob, hey Marat.
Norm.
Norm, how are you guys doing? Big fan. One of those guys that is like 12, you guys are doing everything. With the new Youngblood stuff.
I missed the comment today.
It's awesome to make you get a copy. I was wondering with all the success if maybe in the future there might be some old Extreme guys team ups on a book, maybe.
Oh, you bet. You bet you.
Awesome.
Already talking. Yes. No, the crew, look, we are, like like I said, I wanted to see certain things through. I've done that, and I literally, because of my hands, my eyes, just old age, I literally believe I have 5 years left. That's almost over, and I have 4 years left. And these guys are younger than me. I intend to tap all their veins. And let me tell you something. I will tell you this. Norm and Danny, and look, my family knows that I will cry ordering off a menu at a restaurant. I'm a crier. I'm a crier. I get moved deeply, very easily. Norm and Danny showed up for my signing at Golden Apple, and I didn't expect them, and I wouldn't be lying if I was not moved to tears, because they were just there to cheer the old man on, and everybody was thrilled to see them. Marat lives in Vegas. There's no way that's going to happen. But yeah, they live in Orange County, and they showed up for me, and it was like, it touched me so deeply. And I mean, everybody's busy, but you guys have delivered this incredible success to Youngblood, which I know was kind of gone for 5 years. But the man who I packed it with, Scott Rosenberg, he's sitting right there. He's my buddy. We got in bed together again. We made Sweet Love by the Fire. And Youngblood is the result. Not really, that's metaphorically. I don't want to hear that on mic, okay? But we got together. We connected again and found an enthusiasm I don't think we've ever had. And we're excited and extreme. The gates are wide open. And like I said, I feel like I should have done more. I will always regret the stuff we didn't do. I loved Extreme, but again, getting caught up in trends and competition. And the one thing I think everybody here will tell you is how ruthlessly competitive comic books are. People hide it, they don't talk about it, but 24 hours a day, every writer is trying to knock the other guy off, the inkers, the pencilers. Tell me I'm wrong. Admittance of truth. Okay. But yeah, there'll be a lot more extreme stuff. There'll be a lot more extreme stuff. And thank you, Scott Rosenberg. You're a badass.
Thanks.
Oh, wow. Look at that. Is that the original? Can you, this is the original Brigade what?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
Oh, damn! Okay, this is a future heritage auction spectacular. Crap. Thank you for showing that. Hey, take some pictures down. So, hey, what's up, buddy?
First, thank you for letting me.
We are at 11 minutes. I'm at 11 minutes, if that.
Saw you this morning. Thank you for signing my comic.
You bet.
Yeah. So you talk about, obviously giving people their first breaks and everything. Obviously, when they move on and, go on to better things, what does that feel like to you? Is it like kind of crushing, or are you like super happy?
Oh no! We had to downscale Extreme because the wave that we rode of fresh, exciting, and new, just like everything, it ran its course. And what happened in the course correction, nobody wanted fresh, exciting, and new anymore. People doubled down, and what they wanted was established names. Around 96, 97, why do you think Marvel came back to Jim Lee and I and said, will you take over Captain America, will you take over Fantastic Four, will you take over Avengers? Because it's like, it's a little bit what's happening in Hollywood this summer. We're seeing big stars in movies again, and they're making a lot of money. Why do people were like, oh, Jurassic Park's not going to make any money with Scarlett Johansson. I have my money that it'll be the biggest movie of the summer. Worldwide, it's going to be the movie. It's a no-brainer. They want familiar brands, and they want big stars. And that was that era in comics, and I felt like 5 years with these guys. Oh, I have to leave? I'm done.
Oh, no.
And as I leave, I'm going to tell you that I came to, you can all start leaving, as I came to Extreme Studios one night, a late night check. No one was there. And then somebody walked in and said, they're all on the roof. On the roof! They were all throwing, one guy was rappelling off the side of a 10-story building. The things that were going on at Extreme when I was sleeping, you'll have to show it next year's panel for me to tell you. Thank you for coming.
Man, that was nerve-wracking for me. I messaged Dave because you were out there when you comment. Obviously, she got one. So I'll take that. Oh, I'm sure I can get one for Dave if you need another.
Yeah.
Oh, thanks, man. You weren't here, man. Although I would like to talk to Dave, though.
Yeah.
You know.